Hello, beautiful Aquarians out there. Welcome to your weekly reading with me. Let's dive straight in and see what's going on for you guys for this week. I'm calling it mid-July in the title, but yes, it's around the week that we're posting for. But again, energy is super fluid, so let's hope that when you're seeing this, there's something in here for you. All right, my angels. So starting off, I have an affirmation for you. And the one that we pulled out is happiness is a choice. I choose happiness today. You choose what to focus on. Pick a positive thought that you have. Allow the feeling to spread through your body and feel the joy. Repeat daily. A little bit of like an energy shift, right? Even if you're going through a worst day in the present moment, right? Let's say you're going through a bad day right now when you're watching this. Then you can choose right now and in just this moment to think of something happy and to shift that energy, or even if it's just shifting it temporarily, right? And then you can get back to the chaotic energy afterwards if you want. You don't have to. But anyway, happiness is a choice. I choose happiness today. That's your affirmation for this week. Okay. And you also have co-create, which is a really beautiful card. Now, co-create, of course, is collaborations between you and others. That could be a really good sign for some of you here that there are some really good collaborations and co-creations going on during this week. But the way that I read this card is also between you and spirit, right? I see this owl as spirit and I see you as this cheetah, which gives me ambitious energy from you, that you're a go-getter. And this week, you and spirit are working together to align your dreams to who you are. And actually, it's interesting because it kind of aligns a little bit to the affirmation that you guys have for this week as well, because this egg is a reflection of you. So you want to make sure that you're actually in alignment to what you want to kind of attract back in to your world too. So whatever you're putting out comes back to you. So be aware that when you are planning or prepping for this new beginning, I always see eggs as something that will hatch in the future. So whatever this is, make sure that you are projecting the energy out there as what you want to come back to you. Okay, my angels, let's see what else is going on for you guys. For Aquarius, caring connections. That's pretty cute. Some of you could be attracting a soulmate for sure, but caring connections like friendships and stuff like that, collaborations, as I was saying, could be a really good theme for this week as well, right? But for a lot of you, I do get with what we were saying, you're attracting in a life partner. So again, as I said, make sure you show up as the energy of the person you want to attract in, or show up as a person who's got that energy, that person around them already. If you think of your specific person, just for example, because it might resonate with someone out there, the type of person that you want, write it down, what they look like, what kind of things do they do, what are they like, how do you feel when you're around them. We want to bring in your feelings because that's really important to put the energy out there, not just think about it. You're putting the energy through feeling. And then, how would you show up and stop being that person? And then the other person will come and match you. But anyway, whatever. The Caring Connections card just really says that there's a lot of people around you during this week who care for you. All right, my angels. So let's see what else is going on for Aquarius during this week. First culture moon in Cancer, and it says push through any insecurity. So if you have any insecurities or worries or fears, then this is a really important time to push through. Okay, I think that's your oracles done. So I'm just going to give this deck a little shuffle for you. And then we'll dive into your tarot messages. Okay, for Aquarius, please. Energy of Aquarius for this week. I got a tingly feeling in my hand. It's always a good sign. Okay, let's see. Okay, energy of the week is the strength card. So being courageous, being bold, definitely stepping out your comfort zone for some of you, right? Being strong is a theme for this week. We'll see why. The advice for you guys during this week is the Four of Cups, which is come out of your fantasy land and start bringing it to life, right? Because it's Piscean energy, which is nothing's wrong with that. But sometimes the reason why I'm saying that is because sometimes Pisces energy is known to be a little bit in dreamland, right? It's about fantasies and dream world. So for some of you, the idea of something could seem attractive, but the action of having it or doing it could be your blockage. So with the Four of Cups, It's a card of being grateful. It's a card of being a bit more open to offers that come your way, especially caring connections, because this energy can represent feeling a bit bored or jaded with life. And the way that I read it, I always say it's like, it gives me the energy of someone who wants change but doesn't want to change, right? So it's almost like Spirit says, meet me in the middle here. If you want love, you're going to have to start also doing some work within yourself too. If you want that specific type of love, right? You also got to be you're also part of the equation, so it's something that you need to also do within yourself also, but we'll clarify that. Your challenge this week is not really that bad of a challenge. It's the Magician. So almost believing in the impossible, but also showing up as a manifester. Manifesting is your challenge this week. So it's not too bad. King of Swords being here says that we might need strategy, right? King of Swords is your energy. You're an Aquarius, you're an air sign. So being more clear and direct with what you want, making sure that you speak up for yourself. And maybe some of you are a little bit like, I need to see it to believe it kind of thing. But the King of Swords coming through is really about clarity and strategy necessary, okay? Which makes sense with co-create. Make sure you speak up for yourself. Make sure you're direct about what it is that you want and what you want to call in, which I feel like I've already said. Knight of Swords is how you guys are showing up this week, which is interesting because the Knight of Swords, again, is about communications. Maybe you guys are, like sending emails out, or maybe you guys are being a little bit direct and very speedy. But this card always comes in with a little bit of advice to slow down a little bit, because sometimes we rush ahead or jump to conclusions and we might miss some details that could be very important. So with that being said, I would say to not rush ahead without all the facts and figures before starting something or moving forward in a certain direction, okay? Don't be too fast, okay? Some of you might want to get things just over and done with, right? You just want to get it out of the way. But I feel like, as I said, I want you to slow down a little bit. We're going to figure out a bit as well, because some of you could be a little bit pissed. Knight of Swords sometimes is like angry, wanting to rush ahead and accuse or to, we'll see. Energy of the near future, so the next few weeks, is the Moon. Suppressed feelings, hidden feelings, or again, hidden things. We're going to figure out what that is though. Let's see. What is another challenge for Aquarius? The Knight of Pentacles, slow, steady progress and movement could be a challenge. Maybe there's still some more things to learn and some patience to be had, but it's actually a really good card. So good cards in your challenge position don't worry me. It's just a little bit, trying to manifest or stepping into connection with spirit and knowing that, as above, so below. If I can dream it, if I can feel it, I can have it, right? Limitless thinking and progress, so it's not that bad. Okay, another piece of advice, 3 of Cups. So enjoying the journey, loving the journey, knowing that you have abundance and happy moments now. So not just waiting for the 10 of Cups. You can enjoy the 3 Cups also. It could be a good advice to also spend time with friends. And what's interesting is there are 3 Cups here and 3 Cups there. Sometimes I do get like overindulgence on short-term happiness, right? So if you guys might escape, as I said, a bit of Piscean energy, escapism, dreamy world, getting lost in fantasies, but not really grounding it. Seems to be a bit of a theme for you guys this week. So have fun. If it makes you happy to think about your future, then also that's amazing. But ground it, right? Otherwise, it will always stay like a one-day fantasy rather than your actual reality. So Spirit's kind of saying here to bring it into your world, but let's figure it out. Again, a good time to spend time with friends also and caring connections, like I said. And your energy in the near future is the Fool. I don't mind it. It's about starting a new journey. So you're going to take a leap of faith in the near future. We'll figure out what that is for you. This is love. This is career, finances. So in terms of love, you're moving towards better times here. So no matter what your relationship status is, if there's been a bit of chaos recently or in your past in general, this tells me that you're moving towards better days, okay? That you've learned your lessons, that you're being encouraged to learn. Even if you're in relationships and you've been through some arguments, disagreements, and you're both learning together to move towards stable times, for example. But all of you are moving towards better days here. There's an emotional ride, right? They still got to cross the river, emotions. So there might be some challenges there. But I think as long as you guys stay grounded and in a team, or if you're single, knowing your lessons and what you've learned and trusting that there's some better days, then I like this energy for you. In terms of career and finances, the Hangman does suggest like a stuck energy or things not looking the way that you want them to. But the Hangman always brings a lesson. It's a major arcana card, so it's a major theme. And it always says okay, you're stuck, you're upside down, it's clearly uncomfortable. However, when you rest and when you observe from this position, you can see life a little bit differently. And through some struggles, sometimes we can gain wisdom and enlightenment that other people who have their stuff together cannot learn, right? So sometimes it's in the uncomfortable times that you'll actually learn the biggest lessons, life lessons, okay? So that could be something in your career. Maybe you feel a bit stuck here, you reach a little bit of a peak here, or maybe things are not moving the way that you would like them to. However, again, there's enlightenment here. Maybe there is something that you can observe or see that might teach you something about how to grow or how to expand or set yourself free in an area, okay? Judgment being on the bottom of the deck is another theme for you. So it is about truth, clarity. It's my favorite card, really. I say that about not all of them, but there's a few that I really like the looks of, because judgment is about surrendering, letting go. It's learning about your previous chapter of life so that you can ascend to a new chapter. So you're in this middle stage of closing out old doors and beginning new ones. So I really like that energy for you. Again, it's about rising up and surrendering this lost chapter. Okay, what else? Oh yeah, underneath this we have what is hidden from you, what you don't see coming, and it's the wall. So actually this is exactly the layout that they happen in the major arcana. So we go judgment, we have to learn, we have to understand, we have to let go, forgive, let go, so that we can have a new chapter, a new cycle. So the wild card is about a brand new beginning happening for you in the future. Some of you will be related to love because you got these people hugging there, but it doesn't matter. It's my glow up card as well. So it's just confirming that, okay, what you don't see coming is that things are really going to start to change and transform even more in your future. So I'm going to go and clarify all this. Let's dive a little bit deeper into these messages. All right, let's have a little look and see. Okay, this wanted to come through, 7 of Cups. Some of you might be facing a lot of different feelings and emotions. It's a bit of emotional turbulence. Maybe a lot of options in life. You're a bit confused, or again, a little bit stuck in fantasies, ideas, thoughts. But none of them are really grounded, or you need to make a choice. But I want to shuffle this and then I'm going to split it. I wonder where the insecurities are. It could definitely be like the moon and the Knight of Swords could be causing you to like react instead of respond. Okay. Let's see. Strength card, energy of the week with the 3 of Cups. I think you're going to be celebrating something. So this is good. You're celebrating your strength. You're celebrating your courage here. There's something that you've been bold and brave about. And I feel like you're going to be celebrating that. The 4 of Cups in advice with the strength, interesting. Advice, I guess it's still being courageous enough to actually pursue those dreams and those fantasies that you have, okay? And whatever it is that you're desiring, most likely for a lot of you, it's change, it's growth, it's emotional fulfillment. It's time to actually become brave and bold, because as I said here, you're going to be celebrating something by bringing it to life. The Magician being a challenge, the Queen of Wands is all about your confidence, okay, to pursue your dreams. So it kind of makes a lot of sense. A lot of you, it's just about strength, courage, chasing your dreams, passions. The Magician and Queen of Wands, both of these are very much like how you show up in the world is your challenge. So showing up, Queen of Wands is a very attractive energy. The Magician also is manifesting. So it's also kind of an attractive energy. So I think your connection to spirit and to yourself and to what you desire in your dreams and goals and ideas is actually going to be the thing that helps it to happen, if that makes any sense. Facing the sun, right? Because she's got the sunflower. So again, being a bit more positive about what you can have and who you can become and what life can look like is all very important for you attracting it in, right? The King of Swords coming through with the Knight of Pentacles. So this is kind of in the area of your recent past as well. So I do feel like you've been on a journey of progress, of learning, of, building stability, financial freedom, whatever it is that you guys are working on. But I don't think that you're quite there yet. I'm sensing a little bit of an energy of feeling like you took a step back, but I don't know what exactly that is. Let's see here. Because we go from the King of Swords to the Knight of Swords. So I feel like you're a little bit more reactive this week rather than being level-headed like the King, right? King is a master. He's a leader of his thoughts and ideas and communication. Whereas the Knight of Swords, your communication might be a little bit off or a bit too rushed. So again, check your emails, check how you speak to people or your way of pushing through with things. But the Age of Pentacles in your energy is very good. You're very determined to chase whatever it is that you're working on. Eight of Pentacles is very similar to the Knight, all of them about progress. You're building on your skills and talents. You're working very hard and you're going to receive a lot back because of that. So that's a good energy. Okay. And the Moon in your near future and the Fool. Okay. I'm going to clarify this energy to see what happens. But the Fool again is with the Moon. I don't know if I exactly like that energy because sometimes the Fool can be a bit naive or it can be a bit reckless sometimes, a bit childlike, right? Sometimes kids just jump off of things. That's what I'm kind of seeing here without really thinking about it properly. And with the Moon being about hidden things or suppressed feelings, in a way, the good thing I like about it is because you have pushed through any insecurity, the Moon being insecurity, the Fool being about pushing through and, you know, taking a leap of faith regardless. I like that aspect. But I just feel, again, same with what I said here, you want to make sure that you have all the facts and figures and all the information first before you just take a leap, okay? Because the Moon can represent things that are hidden, but I'm gonna clarify that again after we go through the rest of the cards. Knight of Pentacles, why is this a challenge? Because you're gonna be quite busy juggling things, trying to ground things, trying to plant things, which means bringing things to life. Okay, but the beginning stages of things is what I'm seeing, so you guys could be multitasking and working on quite a few things this week. So that's your challenge, is trying to balance things as well as trying to make progress is what I'm seeing there. Okay, Three of Cups, why is this the advice? Two of Cups, make sure you're connecting with people for sure, right? Two of Cups is about love and romance, but it's also about soulmates and connecting with people and having really good conversations. So it's also very emotionally fulfilling when you do this. So don't detach or disconnect from people. It's a really good time to make sure that you are working with others and speaking to others, and connecting is the main key word I want to say about your advice. And meeting new people, right? It's a really good time to actually start making conversation with some people. Like you're in a coffee shop, okay, that person looks really interesting, I feel called towards talking to them and being bold enough to go for it, not just fantasize about making friends. Go and make some friends. You know, that kind of thing. And I think I get the sense here that any insecurity that you think you have, you're going to realize really is just your mind playing tricks on you and trying to keep you stuck or comfortable. That's what your brain always does, right? Discomfort or new things is scary to our monkey brains, right? Because it's like you never really know and what can happen. It could be dangerous, right? Our natural instincts are to survive, but we don't live in those same times anymore, so things are safe. Okay, facing the lion is what I'm hearing here, which is again facing a fear, which for some of you it could be about connections. But let's carry on. Your advice, as I said, connecting with others, and you in the near future as the Fool, Six of Wands. Okay, that's nice. A leap of faith as well as throwing yourself in the spotlight for some. So that could be like doing things online. But the Six of Wands really, with the Fool, it feels like you're taking a leap of faith. You're trusting in yourself and trusting where you're being guided to go and what you felt called to, but also what you've been working with spirit on, and you're going to have success and victory around that. A support system as well. I always say this card is like being up on a high horse, so feeling very proud about yourself in the near future, about the journey you're embarking on. So I like this energy then. I'm glad. Okay, because that Moon in the Fool, I was like, oh, it seems a little bit reckless, and maybe that's what it looks like on the outside, but I think you're feeling guided. Okay, just be careful. I will always say that. Just be mindful and get all the information. Six of Swords in area of love. Six of Cups. So some of you are, again, definitely moving forward from the past, right? You learned your lessons. It's time to move forward and move on. Some people might need to hear that. And in terms of people in relationships, especially with those who have children, again, it's the same vibe, like learning, moving forward towards better days. Some of you actually could be moving homes, okay, specifically for some because of schools and stuff like that. I'm picking up on that for some, but it really could just be like maybe some of you are actually moving towards a place where you have more memories, or moving away from a place you have memories towards something a bit better. It's just different ways it can go, but same kind of message. Okay, and the Hangman being in career finances. I'm gonna get another one. Okay, there's conversations going on here. But what's the Hangman doing? The Empress. I'm gonna clarify. Why is this? What's the stuck energy in career? Oh, okay. 4 of Wands reverse. So it is this energy of not feeling like you're reaching any goals here, which is interesting. I feel like you reached a goal, but now you're kind of feeling stuck, like you've not been able to progress. But the Empress is a good sign because it does speak about, okay, attracting and not chasing. It's the energy of knowing your worth, knowing your value, sitting around in abundance. So in a way, maybe Spirit's trying to say here that there is a way of viewing your current situation as something maybe you once prayed for, or something that in some way already is abundance, right? They do say, you know, count your blessings and then they will grow. So I feel like that's what you're having to do is, okay, instead of seeing this as a stuck situation and that you're trapped or stuck, look at it as, okay, what things you have around you that you're proud of in terms of finances and career, and sit in that and feel good in that. And then I think that as the Empress, you know that things are going to come your way in the right time, right? It's trusting in the universe a little bit there. King of Wands, Page of Wands does feel like a conversation here. So maybe you guys are speaking to a manager about taking on a different role or leveling up in some ways, what I'm sensing, or getting different work. I do see like something about positions changing or maybe getting more income, but it's Wands. So I feel like it's more about passions and responsibility. So I feel like that might change for you due to a conversation. Now, for some, if you are like entrepreneurial, then you would be the King of Wands, and Page of Wands can be someone wanting to work with you or wanting to learn from you. And that could be important for you there. It might be a new way of increasing your income for sure. Okay, now I wanted to clarify another card, didn't I? Did I? Yeah, okay. What do I want to clarify? It was this Moon. Why is the Moon here in the near future? 3 of Swords. So this would be insecurities and heartache and pain, right? Things that really hurt. And why is the Fool clarifying that? The Sun. So it's now the Sun is here as well in the Fool card, which is really about feeling like the universe has your back, right? Happiness and joy. Sun is shining, it's happiness, it's the best card in the deck. So I feel like you guys are really kind of moving away from heartbreak, from pain, from insecurity, from that Moon, challenging feelings and emotions. Okay, so despite the insecurities and the pain, it's about pushing through anyway, which makes a bit of sense with what these are saying. Choosing to be happy, right? Just jumping into it, feeling a lot more success. Anything else I want to clarify here? What is the Strength card representing for Aquarius? What was that? Again, I think so the 5 of Cups usually represents feeling disappointed, right? Or feeling a little bit negative, right? Focusing a bit more on the problems, similar to what the affirmation was saying. So Strength is really about changing the script a little bit and being bold enough to go, okay, this didn't work out and there are these reasons why I'm upset, but I'm going to focus, right, my energy on what I do have and what I can still do despite that, right? Because in life, it's so easy to not make up reasons, but to call out reasons. I can't do this because someone hurt me and I'm upset, or I'm not been the same since this person did this to me, and we can sort of keep ourselves a bit stuck because of things that we not blamed. It's probably true, right? You're probably not the same, or this did upset you, or this did hold you back, or this did derail you, or this did make you feel upset and it did affect you. But Spirit's saying like you don't need to stay there though, right? They say get the 2 cups and go join the party over there, right? Gain the strength to do that, because again, emotions can be very overwhelming, and as I said, it's easier to kind of sit in a feeling of being upset and disappointed than it is to go, okay, I'm upset and disappointed, but I'm going to still push through, right? That's very challenging. So Spirit saying here with the Strength card as advice to gain the courage and strength to go join the party of life. And that is really what this is saying down here too, the 3 cups as well. Okay, and connect with others, right? Maybe you're upset, people disappointed you in life, so it's like, I don't want to connect with anyone anymore. That's natural. That's easy, not because I think you know what I'm saying. It's easy because you're already there, right? Of being upset and not trusting. So it's almost this energy of, okay, it's harder to focus on the positives, but you're going to do it anyway. that's your choice at least. But anyway, my angels, that's what I got for you. So I love you. Let me know how this resonates. I wish you the best for the week ahead and the rest of your day today. Enjoy it, and I'll see you guys next time. Okay.